Let's talk about something we all have, but maybe don't use enough. A powerful, almost forgotten skill, the simple act of being curious. We're going to be diving into the work of Mr. D.R. Nair, a knowledge curator who's been championing lifelong learning for over 20 years. Together, we're going to see how just asking why can totally change how we see everything around us.
You've heard it a million times, right? Curiosity killed the cat. It's always a warning, a way to tell us to back off. But what if we've got the story all wrong? The material we're looking at today suggests something way more powerful. Curiosity kept the cat sharp. That one little tweak in perspective, well, that's our starting point for everything.
So yeah, this is all about getting back to that natural, almost childlike state of wonder. We're on a mission to rediscover the amazing power of just looking at the world around us and asking, why?
Okay, so first stop on this journey, we've got to go back to that cat we were just talking about. Let's find out what its secret really is.
I mean, think about it. When you see a cat peeking into a box or chasing a dust bunny, it isn't just being reckless or silly. It's learning. It's mapping out its world, keeping its instincts razor sharp. So, curiosity isn't a danger. It's a survival tool. It's how things thrive.
And this is not just about cats, you know? That exact same instinct is inside all of us. Just think back to being a kid, or if you've been around kids. That endless stream of questions. Why is the sky blue? How do planes fly? It's not them being annoying. That's the human brain in its purest form, just soaking up the world.
So, how do we get that spark back? Well, the cool part is, you don't need to go on some grand adventure. The magic is hiding in the most ordinary, everyday places.
Here is a perfect example from our source material. I mean, you've probably seen these little holes 1,000 times, but have you ever actually stopped to wonder what they're for? It's such a simple, tiny question, but it has a surprisingly smart answer.
And there you have it, a tiny piece of brilliant food engineering hidden in plain sight. They're actually called dockers, and they stop the biscuit from puffing up and getting all soggy. See? One small question, why? And suddenly, a simple snack is a little piece of wonder.
Okay, let's try another one. This time something you smell. We all know that incredible fresh scent when rain first starts to hit dry ground. It's so unique. But what is it, actually?
Believe it or not, it has a name, petrichor. And this is such a great example of how curiosity can show you the science behind the poetry of life. It's a scent that's literally released by bacteria in the soil. Knowing that doesn't ruin the magic, does it? If anything, it adds this whole other layer of beautiful complexity to something we already love. A gift from nature is right.
So we've seen how this works with things and with nature. But what happens when we turn that same curious lens toward other people? Well, this is where it gets really powerful.
Because really, curiosity is the engine for empathy. Instead of just noticing a friend looks sad, you wonder, why? And that why is what makes you ask, what makes you truly listen without jumping to conclusions. It's the bridge that takes you from just seeing how someone feels to really connecting with them as a human being.
So now that we've seen it in action, let's just lay out the rewards. What do we actually get when we start living this way?
The benefits are just huge. It brings joy and cuts worry because you're more engaged in the here and now. It sparks that special kind of happiness you only get from learning something new. It helps you feel more alive, you know? The world becomes an interesting, ever-changing place. And my personal favorite? It turns problems into puzzles. That shifts your whole mindset from stress to, okay, how do I solve this?
The big question then is, where do we start? Let's think of this last part as your personal invitation to just begin.
And I mean, what better person to cheer us on than Albert Einstein? He called curiosity holy. He got that it wasn't just a fun little personality quirk, but a sacred part of our mind and our spirit. It's what fuels everything.
And the path to get there is beautifully simple. First, just look closer. Pay a little more attention to the details around you. Second, ask why, without feeling silly. There's no such thing as a dumb question here. And third, stay open to being surprised. Don't just assume you know the answer. Let the world show you something new.
So that's where we'll end it. I'll just leave you with this final question. What is one thing you'll get curious about today? It's not a test, it's a starting line. Maybe it's the holes in a cracker, or the pattern the leaves make on the sidewalk, or why a coworker seemed a little quiet this morning. The world is just waiting to surprise you. All you have to do is ask.